Joe, are you starting?
Hi, everyone. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. We are so excited to be starting these series with you all. So, we're actually changing it. They're not going to be Tuesdays, they're going to be Wednesdays at 8 p.m. But the point of the starting next week, the point of these calls is we want to expose you guys to different success stories, different inspiration stories from girls in our very own business. Some that have been around for a while, that have made a lot of money, some that are brand new, some that have overcame challenges, just so you girls get to know that our progress and our journey here is not linear, and we are not all the same. Okay, our guest today is someone super special to both Mariana and I. And a lot of you probably know her, but the reason why we invited Jessie is because she does her business 99.99% in Spanish. And when Jessie started with Monat, we had no Spanish resources at all. Okay. So that would have been such a good way, an easy excuse for her to be like, this is not for me. I wanted to do my business in Spanish. I have no support. I have no resources. Let me quit. Instead, okay, she took it upon herself to make it happen. So Jessie, welcome. We are so excited to have you. Really quick, if you can just say a little bit about yourself. I feel like most people know you, but we are recording. So just tell us a little bit about who you are and when you got started with Monat.
Okay, of course. Thank you so much for having me in this call. Obviously, I'm always nervous when I have to speak in English because my English is horrible. But okay, I'm 33 years old. I'm from Colombia. So I came to Miami 8 years ago. I can't believe it's already 8 years. And like many other people with $200 in my pocket, without a job, without knowing what I'm going to do here, I was just full of faith. I don't know what is going to happen, but it's going to be really good. I'm going to put, all my effort, and it's going to be good. But my future is going to be so different for myself and for my son. My son now is 12, so he's big. So that's it. I came here without English, without a career degree, without money, without nothing. So that's like a little bit of my story. Now I'm part of the $1 Million Club with Monat that happened in 4 years. I have my house. I have a really good life. I do this full time, like Monat full time, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy, and that's like a little bit of me.
I love it. I want to hear from, because you and I met before you started Monat, and we had a similar story. We met bartending. I was bartending, you were serving at the bar that I was working at, and the story of looking for the American dream, came here with $200, no English at all. And I introduced you to Monat. What did you think about it the first time I introduced you, the second time I introduced you, and the third time I introduced you?
Okay, so I had a really, really different mindset. I grew up thinking that I have to work during the day, during the night, so hard. I didn't have the time to rest, to have vacations. I was just working, 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 and that's it. I never believed in network marketing because in Colombia, there are many, and they were always offering me all these companies, and I was like, oh, I don't like it. These people is so annoying. That's bullshit. Like that's not for me. That's a scam. That's a scam. So Mary and me, we had like a good relationship, working at night. Then I went to another job in a hotel, and she told me like, oh my God, look, these products are the best. They're vegan, because I was vegan at that time for 4 years. And I was like, oh, no, thank you. I don't care if they're vegan. No. She tried the second time. Look, she sent me an email with a lot of information. I was like, no, I don't like it. I don't want it. Even if you tell me that is the best product in the world, I don't like it. I don't want it. No network marketing in my life. Imagine, I was like that. And I was so broke. I was working like crazy. And the third time, thank God she insists like that. Thank you, Mari. And she was like, Jessie, look, the products, we have a promo. She wanted me as a client. And she told me we have this flash sale and the products are toxic free. And when she said toxic free, I was like, what? Why you didn't say that before? Okay, now I want to listen. Tell me everything about the products. And she started like, yeah, okay, blah, 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 blah. And my mind were like, okay, this is so good. I never seen a hair care company, because at that time we only had the hair care line, toxic free. So I say, you know what I have to do if I want to do what you're doing, I want to offer this to all the people that I know, to, you know, my neighbors. And she was like, nothing, you just need to buy your products. And I was like, okay, that's what I want. That's, I don't want to be a client, I want to do that. And that exactly day, I joined the company. And I love all the toxic free and all that stuff, because my son, when he was a baby, after a vaccine, he got like a reaction. And, you know, after months and treatments and hospitals and many things, he lost his left kidney. So that was really strong. I was so young. And I was like, okay, I need to learn through this. You know, I need to learn. I need to like make sure what I'm putting into my son's body, how I'm, you know, like what is the food that I'm giving to him, everything. So that's why I went vegan. I'm not vegan anymore, but I went vegan. I changed everything, my deodorant, the cleaning products, everything, you know, like all in my home, like I changed it for better products, but no the hair care line. So that's why I joined the company. And I never, ever believed that I can make money. Like, oh, one day I'm going to be a millionaire. Never. I was like, perfect. I want everyone to change L'Oreal, Pantene, Head and Shoulders for this. And if I make $300 a month, amazing. I'll be so happy with that. So that was the reason.
Love that. And guys, a key word that I want you to get from here. You saw Mariana offer the opportunity 3 times, and Jessie said, no, excuses. She thought it was a scam. What got her was when Mariana said toxic free. Okay. And this is, you know, we're currently reading the 4 Color Personalities in our book club. And if you haven't read it, you should read it, because every person has a language. Jessie's language was the clean products. If Mariana would have approached her with that from the beginning, maybe she would have joined sooner. So we all have those different like pain points. And it's so important we know that when we're talking to our potentials. But okay, finally, Jessie joined. We're so happy. She comes on board, and then she realizes there's nothing in Spanish. Everything's in English. Her uplines, which would be Mariana, me, Liz, we're all so new, but we're doing this in English. Jessie, why did you decide to like even take this on and try and build in Spanish, knowing there was not a lot of support? Like, what was that, I guess, what was motivating you? Why did you decide to do it?
At that moment, wasn't the money, because I didn't believe in the, you know, in the money, but I really loved, I fall in love with the products. So when I received my box, I was so excited. I was showing like, I'm going to try, let me show you my experience. I was sharing every, you know, every moment, my first wash, everything with people, with my Instagram. I had like 3,000 followers at that time. And I was so excited, like really trying the products. Like I really want to use something good. So when I saw that, like, oh my God, this oil, oh my God, this dry shampoo, oh my God, my first wash, I have a picture of how many hair I was, you know, losing before, and with my first wash with Monet. So I have, you know, I had all the experience, and I just fall in love with the products. So I was every day talking about it. I was telling to people, if you think your shampoo is good, send me a picture of the ingredient list and I can help you. So I wanted to help. You know, I wanted people to change the products. That's it. That was super genuine, you know, like was truly my desire. My first month, I joined a call because I was like, I don't understand anything, you know, like nothing in the calls, in the chat. I was so lost. I was calling to the company maybe 7 times a day, asking everything, everything, like, please help me, please. I don't understand. I don't know what is this. And in one of the calls that you were making every week onboardings, I saw a picture of 12 heads and $500, the neighborhood bonus. So I was like, oh my God, okay, I need to do 12 clients and I'm going to make those $500. So I was working for those $500 and I had one market partner, which is Sandra. She's my #1 market partner, even 5 years later. And when I complete the 12 VIPs, I was so lost. So I text Joe. I was like, okay, she's always talking in the chat. I'm going to ask her. And maybe she speaks Spanish. And I was like, hey, I already have my 12 VIPs. When I'm going to have my $500? And she was like, okay, I don't know who you are, but you need 3 market partners. And I was like, what? No, this is unfair. No, I was so mad, but I was like, okay, I don't care. I'm going to do those those 2 other market partners, and I'm going to have those $500. So when I received my check, were like 3,500 more. Like, I don't remember, but more than 3,500. And I was like, why? I didn't understand the compensation plan. I didn't know anything. And I was so lost. So I was like, maybe that happened the first month. So they keep you happy, but everything is going to change. I can't believe I'm going to make all this money from home. My second month, I made 3 times what I did on my first month. So on the second month, my mind exploded. I was like, what? When I saw that check, I was like, I'm working during the day and during the night, and I never made this money before. And I was so tired. I didn't sleep. I had headaches all the time. So that day I say, okay, I'm going to leave those 2 jobs, and I'm going to put my heart, my soul, my mind, my everything into this business. What I had to lose? Nothing. If I have to go back to be a waitress, I can do it. It's not that crazy. And that happened in my second month. I understand that I can make a lot of money with products that I already love.
I love that. Guys, imagine if Jessie would have stopped because her upline didn't do the business in Spanish, right? Where would her life be today? And the hundreds and thousands of lives she's changed because she decided to pursue. So now I'm going to ask.
I translate everything. I was translating the shampoos, the conditioners. I was looking for videos on YouTube about doctors, how, parabens, sulfates, silicones works, why you need to avoid them, everything. Like, I never say, oh, no, this is not for me. No, I was looking for the ways to make it work.
That's what I was gonna say, because we had no resources in Spanish. There was no Spanish back office. There's no Spanish trainings. There was no one doing the business in Spanish. And if there's one thing that 100% is true, is that Jessica was calling customer service 1,000 times a day. Like, she had a question, she called customer service, and she built her business by teaching. Like, she truly was passionate about being toxic free. So she would, if you go on her social media, now you're going to see she has 150,000 followers, and then you're going to think, I can't relate to that. She did not start with 150,000 followers. She started with 3,000 followers, or more or less, and all she was doing was educating people. What she said, sulfates, parabens, all of these things that I didn't even know about, and I was learning from her because she was on her social media and she was teaching what she knew. She was teaching what she was passionate about. Until this day, it's still the same. She's still always teaching, and I think that's how she has gotten so far, because she's an amazing leader as well. So I'm going to ask you a question on leadership. Because one thing is, I'm going to build my business. I'm going to go and sell. I'm going to go get my 12 VIPs. You wanted 500, you got 12 VIPs. Then you found out you had to recruit. And even then, you still didn't believe too much on like network marketing industry overall. How did you were like, okay, I'm going to recruit those 3 people so I can get my money, which you did. But then you merged into team building. Give us everything you have to give us on leadership. Like, what has leadership been like for you, and how have you built such a strong culture and such a strong community in your team? Because I'm in your chats, and guys, they're always talking to each other, they're always helping each other, they're always asking questions, and she's also always there. So tell us everything about leadership.
Okay, perfect. So first of all, I believe that if I want to leader someone else or a team, I need to leader, my own life. So I need to be like what I say that I'm going to do, I have to do it. So I have to show to my people that I really care about my business, that I really care about my life, this is my priority. Like with my own act every single day, my actions, I can show them how they have to do it. The other point that was so important for me, because when I was trying to get to the last director ranks, I understand that I need priorities, like a better organization, an agenda, and a schedule that I didn't have before, because I was an employee all my life. Since I was 15 years, I was always following orders, like living so different. I never had a team, people, a business. So I pay for a coaching, so I understand that I need the help. Because I was doing a call today about that. It's not, I told them, like, making a VIP or a market partner is the easiest part. The hardest part is work on yourself, is understand what is stopping you, what is stalking you. And that happened to me. So I had to be super honest with myself and say, okay, I'm doing all that I need to do, or I'm just doing a little bit and always expecting the most. How I'm working, what I'm doing, what are my priorities? Is this really urgent or no? So with that coach, she helped me a lot for 1 year. And obviously I had to pay, but I say, like, I'm going to pay because it's an invest on myself. So having a mentor, listen to people that, like, your uplines, all these girls that are always making calls, and bringing you tools to get better. Listen to them, ask questions, be there, do what they said you had to do, wake up early, go to the book club, do all the things, and it's going to help you a lot. So I was willing to do all that. I was like, I don't want to go back to my old life. I don't want to work during the day, during the night. So I'm going to do whatever I have to do. If I have to come to this coaching and cry for 10 hours, I'm going to cry for 10 hours. But I'm going to do this business and I'm going to be successful. So, be honest, understand that you need to change a lot of roots from your life, because you have a fruit, you have a result. And we always, ¿cómo se dice? Culpando. You're always blaming, ¿cierto? Blaming the result, saying like, oh no, why I have these bad relationships with men? Oh no, why I never have money? Oh no, why I can have, many things. It's because your root is not good. So you have to go to the roots to change those fruits, those results. So I understand that it's really hard when you have to go into yourself, but it's the best way. If you want to be a good leader, if you want to be a good mother, a good wife, I don't know, whatever you want to be, that's so important. So be an example, work every day as you want your people work, and work on yourself, of course.
I love that. And guys, if you feel identified by this, if you're one of those people that you feel like you're putting in all the work, you're doing the calls, you're doing the reading, you're doing the reach outs, you're posting the content, and you're not getting results, it's because it's something deeper than just the actual busy work, right? The busy work is needed. The content is out. You need to put the content, you need to get on the calls. But when you are not getting results and you're doing everything you have to do, that's when you have to go within and see, where is it that I am lacking? And that's what Jesse's talking about. Like, go to the roots, find out, like, where is this coming from? And that's not easy. And that's why some people take a year, 2 years, 3 years to find like massive success in this business. And that is okay. That is your journey. with every journey, there's highs and there's lows, and Jessie has had some crazy highs, but I'm sure you've had some crazy lows. And I want you to mention what has been like your biggest setback or struggle in this business? Like what has been that one time that you were like, holy cow, this is hard, or maybe you doubted yourself or you doubted your business. I don't want to be negative, but I want people to relate because people go through downs all the time. So what was that like the hardest thing you've had to overcome in this business?
Of course, and in those moments is what make you a real leader. So I had two. The first one was when I was like only 3 months in the company. I get to Market Mentor. That was December. I worked so hard that December. You know, we were counting for the new year and I was refreshing the website, waiting for my MM. And I did it. Okay, perfect. So in January, I was doing an onboarding and Joe was in the onboarding and she told me, oh my God, Jessie, congratulations. Everything was really good. But I saw you as an AMM. So call to Monet and ask. And I was like, what? So I was so nervous. I called to Monet. So two of the new market partners that we have in December from one of my market partners, they joined with a social security, a student social security. So they couldn't do the business. So they had to return the packages. So I lost those points. So for those points, I lost my rank and I was so mad. I was crying. We had a trip to Nashville. The bonuses were doubled that month, like many things. And I was so mad. And I told Mari, oh no, if they don't give me back my rank, I'm going to leave. I don't care about this business. And Mari was like, oh my God, Jessie, please wait. I was like, no, like, you know, my ego was so big. So I was crying in bed, and my ex-husband, he saw me crying and he told me like, you're crying for that stupid thing? And I was like, oh my God, don't you see what they did to me? This is so bad. And he was like, okay, so you're never going to be good for real estate or for Monet or for nothing. You're never going to be good because this is exactly the point that divide the losers to the winners. So you're a loser, you're a winner. And when he said that, it was like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. I'm so stupid. I have to be so grateful that I'm an AMM, you know, like I'm here, I can have my rank back, you know, like, so I took a shower and I kept going. And then I say, oh my God, imagine if I left my business my business that day. I never get to director, my car, my trips, my friends, my MDC. Maybe I was a waitress again. I don't know. And the second one, the hard time. So we had a really good point. I was making a lot of money. When I received my checks, my legs were shaking. I couldn't believe it. That was crazy. And then something happened and people start leaving like, oh no, this other company, they pay $5 more. I don't know what happened. And one of my leaders, one of my best friends, my leader, my director, she just left the business. She was in a bad situation, like personal situation with her family or something, and she left the business. And that killed me because I saw how my business went from, you know, super high to really low. And I had many doubts. I was thinking maybe I'm a bad leader. Maybe I'm not good enough for this. Maybe this is not for me, you know, like all those thoughts. And I was crying. I was feeling like shit. I was talking to many other leaders saying like, okay, what I have to do, to my friends. And one of my friends, Santi, he told me, when you don't know what to do nothing. Go to home, rest, and that's it. Don't think, don't talk, don't do anything, just rest. And I start praying, asking to God, please, God, help me. And I have the realization after that why I joined this business. Okay, I joined because of the products, because I love this. Exactly. So focus on that. You love what you're doing. You love help people through this. You love the things that you join. You didn't believe you can make money, and now you have a lot of money. Now you buy a house. Now you have this and that. You know, why you're crying? So I say, like, again, I'm so stupid. I'm going to continue with my business. I'm so happy. And when I change that energy, I start talking with my other girls that are staying here, that I never pay attention to them because I was so focused on the people who left that I never pay attention on the people who stay with me. And they were like, I'm ready. Let's do this. Let's do this event. And I was like, oh my God, I was so blind. I have many people. I have many good people that are willing to do this business with me. And that's it. Those were the 2 moments that I was so stupid.
Jessie, 2 things before Mariana goes with the last question. I love that saying, when you don't know what to do nothing, okay? Take some time to think, relax, because sometimes when we act on impulse, we will regret it, okay? I'm going to keep that in my head. When you don't know what to do nothing. Gather yourself. And also, I want you to think, the bigger the rank, the bigger the money, the bigger the team, the bigger the problems, okay? So you saw Jessie crying because she was making this much money and had this much of a big team and lost them, Mateo, por favor. And some of you maybe are not at her level yet with the team, with the money, and you lose 1 VIP and you think your world is over, and it's relative. It's relative because to you, that 1 VIP means so much. And to Jessie, that whole director line meant so much. So I just want you to know that we all go through this on different levels, okay? What you're complaining about may seem silly to you, and your uplines, your directors, your higher-ups are going through it on a higher level. And sometimes you are not getting to those levels because you are not ready. I remember this saying, you're not ready for that paycheck just yet. You are not ready for that responsibility just yet. It's nice to say, I'm a market mentor, I have the car, but with a market mentor comes more money. But with more money comes more problems, a bigger team. You need to solve more problems. So focus on where you are today. Embrace those challenges. If you guys heard Eric Worre this past weekend, like, the more problems, the better. The bigger the problem, the bigger the paycheck. Welcome in your problems. And I think, okay, Mariana's gonna have one more question for Jessie, and then we're gonna open it up if anyone has 1 or 2 questions, because we don't want this to go too, we didn't want it to go over 30 minutes, but this is so good.
Oh my God, I have 2 really good questions. This is so, I'm gonna ask them both right away, and Jessie, you answer them. But just quickly before I ask those questions, her mindset and her outlook in life is very positive. She came to the United States with $200 and she didn't have anyone or anything. She didn't even speak the language, and she still knew something good was going to happen. Your outlook in life has to be positive. When she lost her director line and she was suffering, she was focusing on the person that was leaving. She wasn't even thinking that her whole team was staying. She wasn't thinking on the people that were staying. She was just focusing on that one person. So every day when you wake up and you're struggling and you're like, I don't know if this is working for me or not, focus on the positive, focus on what is working. And from there, you're going to get more ideas, you're going to get more inspired, and you're going to get call to actions. Jessie, these are my 2 questions. Number 1, like, what is your piece of advice for anyone that is doubting if they can do this? And number 2, what do your days look like when you wake up in the morning till the time that you go to sleep? What does your day look like?
Okay, now I'm a little bit crazy because I was traveling, doing many things, getting into my routine again. But like usually, like all my days, I start my day working out. For example, I woke up at 4:30 a.m. to go with my bike. And, you know, I love it because I'm outside with the ocean. Miami is, you know, my dream city. I'm so grateful. When I'm in my bike, I'm screaming. I'm like, God, thank you. I can't believe I live here. You know, I start my day like that. So then I go back home. I always do fasting almost every single day. I've been doing that for more than 7 years, I believe. I had a really bad headaches like all the time, and with the fasting, I get really better. So I do fasting every single day. I have an agenda, a planner. I never had this before. So the night before, for example, now I'm preparing my day for tomorrow. So I have all the to-do lists that I need to do tomorrow. I'm going in the morning, like, okay, I have to do this, I have to play this, I have to do this reel, I have to create this content. And also, the night before my day start, I use my notes. I already delete all from today, and I put all the things that I need to do. For example, if I'm outside and I don't have my planner, I can see on my phone what I need to do, and I start, like in the checklist, knowing what I need to do. So that's so important. The morning, I divide my day like in 3 parts. So the morning, we work out. If I have to go to the gym, or if I want to do Pilates at home, or whatever I have to do after my cycling, I do it. If I want to do the book club, if I want to go to the beach that day and spend all the day in the beach, or whatever I have to do, if I want to go to a yoga class, I spend all the morning and doing, the things that I need to do. At 12, I need to be sit on my desk from 12 to 6 or 7, but usually to 6. But if I have a girl from Australia, or, someone that need another time to do a one-on-one or something like that, I can do it. But usually from 12 to 6, I'm sitting in my desk working, preparing content, doing my one-on-ones, preparing calls for the day, team calls, texting my girls, whatever I have to do during the day. And from 6 to 9:30, 10, at home with my dogs, cooking the dinner, watching a series, spending time with my family. That's so important, calling my mom, calling my grandma, my father, blah, blah, blah. And so that's usually my days. And the first question, how was it? I forgot.
What's one piece of advice that you want to give someone who's doubting if they can do this business?
Okay, so we all doubted if we can do this. If you ask to all the people who joined this business, they're going to say the same. But I always say that when you're tired of something, that's when you do something to change it. So I was so tired of my life. I was so tired of working all the time. I was so tired to never have enough money. So I decided that this is going to be good for me. So if you're not feeling that way, it's because maybe you're so comfortable in your life. Maybe because you have someone who's paying for everything. Maybe you have a really good parents who are taking care of you. Or maybe, you don't have that motivation, that reason. And you need to find that. Because when you have a really good reason, that's it. And I have a really good reason: my son, my life, my future. I didn't see myself working like that all my life. I want to travel. I want to, explore. I want to live in peace. I didn't want to sleep every night thinking about how I'm going to pay the rent tomorrow. So yes, you need to find your reason. You need to be so clear about that. And that's it. I think that everyone can do this. Everyone can do this. There's no limitations.
Jessie, thank you so much. Girls, she is such a hard worker. If you know anything about Jessica working her Spanish business, you know who she is. And like Liz said earlier in the call, remember her story. And if you ever have a potential with a similar story, this is also why we're doing this, so you know who you can share. Does anyone have any questions for Jessie before we close this out? I feel like you covered a lot. You told us about yourself, gave us some tips. But if there's anything anyone wants to ask her before we go. No? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Okay, Jessie. Thank you so much. I am so proud of you. I love you. Thank you for getting on here. And girls, we'll see you next Wednesday.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you for jumping on. You're the best. Your English is so much better than it was 5 years ago. I'm going to have you on English calls all the time now.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.